When the lights come on.
Teddy Pendergrass Jr.
The final. The word. Big Game James in the house. Law. He's in the house. The OC. Yes, sir. Yeah. 4-1. Feel good, man.
It's different, man. New flavor, man. New feel for it.
Yeah, it's a new feel. Law.
What's up?
It's like we got to get used to winning again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to get used to this thing, man.
Yeah, you got to get used to it.
It's a process of the mind.
It's a
Tell people all the
process.
time, it's the mind.
Yes, indeed.
That beat still go hard right there.
I know, man. I don't even want to change it, Law.
No, that's that glass of wine.
You should. Oh, see, I'm finna change it now.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there it is. Cause y'all know, cause we go celebrate. Here we go.
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me,
Yes.
paging me,
Right.
asking me, are you still involved? Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still involved? Y'all usually check on me. Listen,
Oh,
listen,
right.
listen. I'm still involved.
That's right.
Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey, I'm still involved. Oh, I'm still them boys, them boys, them boys. I'm still them boys.
Yeah, that boy lit.
I'm still them boys.
The final word.
Yeah, I'm still them boys. Call and check on me. Hey, I'm still them boys. Them boys, them boys, them boys, them boys, them boys, them boys.
Yeah, man.
I'm still them boys. Now y'all don't want to call and check on the pastor. I'm still them boys. Yeah, I'm still them boys.
Yeah, thank y'all for coming in the show. We got some background stuff, but we still them boys. Let's go. Let's go. We got a little bit of background, but yeah.
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me,
I'm just setting up the OC.
asking me, are you still involved?
And we good to go. There it is.
Calling me,
texting me,
paging me, asking
no,
me,
none of
am
that.
I still involved?
They not doing
Y'all
none of
usually
that.
check on me. Listen, 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 listen. I'm still involved.
Yes.
Woo,
Yes.
I'm still them boys. Oh, I'm still them boys, them boys, them boys. I'm still them boys.
You finna start the show. Before Big Game James loses his mind.
I'm still them boys.
Big Game James getting all mad at me because we still them boys, big.
Still them boys.
Giants, man. That's bad.
Not mad.
I'm
The
still
Eagles.
We still them boys.
them boys.
We still them boys, baby. We still them boys.
I'm still them boys.
Ah!
Now y'all don't want to call and check on the pastor. I'm still them boys.
Woo. All right, we finna start the show, man.
I'm still them boys.
I gotta let him break it down one more time. All right. There it is, man. Still
People
them
ask,
boys.
man, who's singing that song, but where they find it, they want to download it, you know.
Still
They
the
want to.
boys.
They want to know where he at.
They want to
All
know
right.
where he at.
All right, here we go, man. We gonna give y'all the whole sauce on them. So y'all make sure y'all look up Larry Holman. That's who did that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I just love the Cowboys community, man. We are so creative. We are the most creative by a million miles. If you're not having guys podcasting to a whole nother level, talking X's and O's and film to a whole nother level, going live 4 times a day on a whole nother level, we also bringing that song to a whole nother level.
Right.
But anyway, they didn't come to hear that. They want to talk about ball. So let's talk about some ball and talk about, I guess, the thoughts of us being 4-1 and just whatever you want to talk about. This Freestyle Tuesday with the final word. We gonna just take it as it come. What you got, Big?
Oh, I got a little bit. Well, Cowboys are 4-1. Definitely excited about that. But let me just throw some quick stats out that have stood out to me since the Cowboys have hit the 4-1 type with a 4-game win streak. One of the things that stood out to me, I said it earlier today, was that the Cowboys, their first game against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Dak threw over 50 times. Everybody was concerned about the shoulder, things of that nature. Oh, Kellen Moore, he's out there just throwing the ball 24 times. This is going to be Dak throwing the ball, blah, blah, blah. Well, since then, Dak has had 107 passing attempts, and they have had 145 rushing attempts. So there's been a lot of good balance. So I like seeing that. And then the last 2 games, the last 2 games, Ezekiel had over 100 yards. They're actually 5th in the league in rushing. Actually, they're second in the league. I apologize. Second in the league in rushing at 172 yards a game. Dak Prescott's throwing for about 266, 270 yards a game. I think me and you talked about this, Boss Cowboys, about we didn't want to see Dak throwing 50 times a game this season. We wanted to see him throwing. It's cool throwing him 25 times, 30 times in a game, because we wanted to see that balance. You just saw it this last game. Dak threw 32 times. They rushed for like 37 times. You saw the balance once again. So that's the one thing that's really standing out to me, the balance of the team. They can hit you in many ways. And then with the defense, they're holding teams to 35% on third downs. That's huge. That means they're getting teams off the field. They're also +7 in the turnover margin. That means they're creating turnovers and they're getting their offense a short field so they can score. They're holding teams. They're actually 50% on third down and fourth down, their offense, and they're 60% in the red zone, which a lot of people are complaining about with Kellen Moore, that he can't score in the red zone. We keep on getting field goals. Well, that's been a steady percentage this whole 5 games. So I like seeing those types of things.
Man, that's good stuff, man. That's a great opening right there. And Big Game James, everything you spit at us right now, man, I should have had an umbrella, man, because you're spitting the truth over here. And the main thing that I see that's different from this team than the previous years is the adjustments. We've been waiting for a coach to come in to make the necessary adjustments, and they've been doing that. Back in the past, we would miss out on a player. A player goes down like a D-Law, or a player goes down like a Gallimore or Tristan Hill or a Donovan Wilson, or a player that goes down in general, and we'll be like a chicken with his head cut off, not knowing where to go. And I use the analogy, and I'm not trying to bring up the Jason Garrett administration, but I got to do this, follow along. Jason Garrett was the coach that can get you anywhere in Dallas, right? He can drive you anywhere in Dallas, but he needed the GPS. Without it, he didn't know where to go. Well, I come here to tell you that Mike McCarthy, within his second year now, without a GPS, he's navigating, baby. And he's doing it all via delegation. He's letting Kellen Moore do his thing. He's letting Dan Quinn sprinkle his magic. Oh, excuse me. He's giving longitude and latitude for the other positioning coaches to do their magic. Shout out to, what's the defensive back coach? His name just slipped my mind. What's his name, Big Game James?
Joe Witt.
No, not Joe Witt, the other one.
Al Harris.
Al Harris.
Big, no.
Oh, I know Big
Joe
Ed,
Witt.
though, yeah.
Al Harris.
Yeah, he's right
Hey,
on the
don't,
money.
hey, well, hey, okay. So
You know
I
what I'm saying?
So what?
Who the towel boy?
Hey,
Tony
how about
Steele.
the I mean, I'm
Hey,
just saying,
who the
I stay on it.
cameraman?
I stay on it, big dog. That's all. Stay on it, big
You
dog.
know,
That's all.
that's what I'm saying. We said, I'm saying it. I'm
Hey,
saying,
before you finish that,
you know he know.
Before you finish that though, Law, I want to say this to you, Mr. Boss Cowboys. Remember what we was talking about specifically you?
What's
you
that?
said this about the defensive line coach. You was like, you don't know because he was a rookie. You didn't
Yeah,
know if
I
he was
did.
going to come in and do his thing. And guess what? In 5 games or this, I think he's made a nice little difference. Of course, Dan Quinn has probably had his imprint on that as well, but you got to give him some props. I can't remember his name, but I know he's from overseas, but shout outs to him.
Durden. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you're
yeah.
right. And I did. Like, I actually came on my channel and talked about it was some people I needed to eat crow with.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he was one, and I named him. I also named Coach Pete. Yeah,
because I agree with you. We both agreed on that.
Yeah,
I
he
agree
made
with
me
you,
nervous.
man.
Just keeping it real. I felt like he was gonna be a guy that was gonna cater to Zeke too much, but the whole running back room is playing better.
But
And to
boss,
yeah,
we can say him, but can we say that trainer 300 or whatever it was?
Yes.
I don't know if I give Pete all that because that 300. He got them jump. He got them all jump cutting and hopping and skipping and scobbing. I don't know about Pete. I'm gonna give 300 a lot of props.
I reached out to him last year. He's willing to jump on the show, by the way. So we need to bring that
Just
guy
saying.
on, you know.
I'm just
oh my
saying,
God,
dog.
300.
hey,
Yeah, head will be.
now
he's
listen,
in it, man.
I'm finna come straight off the top turnbuckle. Y'all ready? Let's talk about it, man. So, Cooper brought this up. He said, when you're on a roll like this, you start thinking about a Super Bowl.
Hey, Coop. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm finna go ahead, cause see, yeah.
Game by game, game
hold
by
on.
game.
Cause here we go. Cause y'all already know. It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. I have to ask that question. Is this a Super Bowl team?
Here we go.
I got it off the top turnbuckle. I told you I was coming big. Let's go.
That joker went and hit us.
I don't
with that.
even want to talk about that. I don't even want to talk about no Super Bowl. Yes, if you look at the elements, of the team, offensively, they can beat you in every way. They have the receiving core, and Michael Gallup is out. They have an offensive line. They got guys. They got at least 7 strong. Leo Collins comes back in. You got your quarterback who's a top 5, top 3 quarterback in the league. Your running game is tremendous. Your offensive coordinator is, you know what he's doing in his 3rd year. He knows the NFL. You have a defensive coordinator who has a pedigree. He has these young guys playing. And the biggest thing, if you want to look at a Super Bowl team, you want to have that offense, but it's that defense. And it's opportunistic. It's young, it's deep, and it can hit you in many different ways. And you have a coordinator who's not scared to make change. You have a coordinator who's not scared to attack. And when you have those are the elements you want. But we taking this one game at a time. Let's think about these New England Patriots. One game at a time.
Law, are we a Super Bowl team?
One thing to mention, when you enter into high school, you say to yourself, I'm going to graduate, right? And you don't think that you're not, but you said that I'm going to graduate. So you put in that time, that work, and it takes time for you to get to that 12th grade in order to graduate. So the same philosophy should be bestowed upon the players. Like, hey, we're going to take this thing one day at a time. Now there's 2 types of situations that's going on here. The Dallas Cowboy fans, we can say we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to win the Super Bowl every year. LIS and let it shine. You know, when we win, I try to tell fans, hey, take this moment in time for at least 24 hours and celebrate this win, right? And then, go dive into the next opponent. But I come here to tell you, Amari Cooper, he just needs to be focused in and locked in on the Patriots. Now, he can lament the fact that, yeah, we going to the Super Bowl. That's good. But I need for him to stay focused in on the Patriots. Don't sleep on the Patriots. Don't overlook the Patriots. And I'm not saying that that's what they're doing, but I just want this team to sit back, relax, and chill. And I'm going to tell y'all, everybody that's watching it right now, it's a good feeling. I said we going to the Super Bowl in my lifetime, and three times we made it to the Super Bowl and won it. That's a good feeling. Ain't that right, Big Game James?
Oh,
yes, sir. It's a great
I know
feeling.
when you were little, you were like, hey, we going to the Super Bowl, we going to win, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And when it happened, when that thing manifested itself into lifting up and hosting that Lombardi trophy, hey, that's the biggest feeling that you can ever have. And I want some of those new fans that never got a chance to have that feeling to feel it. But that's for us, the players. They just need to hush and play. I digress.
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, man, are the Cowboys a Super Bowl team? Not yet. Not yet. The Cowboys got to get through the conundrum of this schedule and stay healthy, right? They got the Washington football team twice. We got the Patriots. We got the Vikings. We got the Chiefs coming up. We got the Saints coming up on the schedule. So are we a championship Super Bowl team? Not yet. Could we be? Absolutely yes. Check back with me in December. I want to see how we playing going into December. Check back with me then, and I'll be able to give you more of an etch-a-sketch of what's going on going into these playoffs. So right now, the Cowboys are playing well. They got to continue to play well and to continue to improve upon what they are doing. They're not 100% healthy. That's the part that's really exciting when you think about them with the potential going into the later part of the season. But remember, we got a 17-game schedule. We got the playoffs. So are the Cowboys trending right? Are they trending toward being a top NFC team? Yes, they are. Are they a Super Bowl team? Not yet.
Good way to break that down. Good way.
The Cowboys are a Super Bowl team right now. They're a Super Bowl team right now. And listen, because Law said it. It don't matter what we say. It's what the players say. It's what the players think. And Cooper himself, unprompted, put that out there. And that's what we want. We want our guys to believe that they can get the ultimate dance done. But also, I believe this is a Super Bowl team because that's just the question I'm asking. Is this a Super Bowl team? I'm not asking, are we go win it? That's a Kool-Aid answer. Is this the team for it? Yes, bro, it is. When you got so much depth at so much positions that you're not even missing your A-team guys. You not
right.
Like we not even missing Gallup right now. Like we starting to get to, like, honestly, too cocky. We starting to think we don't need these guys. We are 4-1 with a B team. We don't have Tank. Our best player on D, Tristan Hill, Gallimore. It's a lot of meat still on this bone. This is a Super Bowl team. And I'm going to say this, and this is why I really believe it is even more. In 2014, what was our defense? No names. No names.
Okay.
It was no names on that D. No talent on that D. They were just getting the ball. That was a turnover D. What was our defense in 2016? Names, but that pass rush was ranked 31st. Totally different now. When was the last time we had an offense mixed with a talented defense with stars?
Listen, Boss Cowboy, one thing I'm going to jump out here and say is, man, drink the Kool-Aid, but measure how much sugar you're putting in that Kool-Aid. situation, man. The Cowboys have not played a bunch of tough teams yet. We played some good teams. We played the Chargers. We played the Tampa Bay Bucks. We won those games. We played a good team in the Carolina Panthers that was undefeated. We won that game, but we're early in this season, boss Cowboys. So we got to be careful about the 13-3 Super Bowl team, right? That was never the case, right? Back a few years back, 13-3 out of the playoffs. So be real careful about that. The Super Bowl and going to the Super Bowl and the playoffs is a game about momentum. That's why I said check back with me in December, because it's about who's playing well and who's peaking at the end of the season. That's the team that makes the run deep into the playoffs. That's the team. Look back last year. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't look like garbage, right, the first half of the season. They had a turnaround. They got hot at the end of the year. They played great going into the playoffs, and they made a run. So it's not necessarily the best team in the regular season. It's about who's playing the best ball in December, that's hot, that's gelling at the right time. So I'd say again, measure the amount of sugar you put in that Kool-Aid, boss Cowboy.
Yeah, man.
Come on, Cleveland.
Oh, man. Why you want it with your boy, bro? Why you want it with your boy, man? You gonna call your boy out like that? Let's go. Let's go, bruh. First of all, my question is this a Super Bowl team? Not are we going to win the Super Bowl, Cletus? And you took my question way out of context. I'm talking about the talent. Can you see? Because I seem to go through this with my debaters, the people that debate. They like to put words in my mouth and then have me defending the words they put in my mouth. I asked you one question: is this a Super Bowl team? Not are we gonna win it? Can you answer that question in context before I slay you, OC?
You have to define the Super Bowl, which you have still not done. You throwing out loose terms and you expect me to interpret it. You got to clarify your own point.
Man, I'm clear.
No, you saying Super Bowl team. Super Bowl team means a team that can make it to the Super Bowl, right? Is that right or wrong?
No, that's not what I mean.
Okay.
A Super Bowl. See, it starts with first verifying what I'm saying. Do we have the talent? Is what I'm asking.
Let me circumvent everything. Boss,
Yo,
was the 2018 Dallas Cowboys a Super Bowl team?
no. And I'm gonna tell you why. They didn't have the trench depth. They didn't have the trench depth. So when we faced the Rams, how did we get our nose whooped?
Let's be honest. The last team that was a Super Bowl team, in my opinion, was that 07 team when they had Roma.
Yeah.
When they had that defense to match that offense. That was the last chance because they had both elements.
Right.
You had stars on defense and you had some stars on the offense. But I think this is where it's different, boss, in my opinion. I agree with you as far as the Super Bowl talent of the team, because when you look at it, you got young guys. And the biggest thing is what you're mentioning is even when you look at those Dallas teams, the 90s teams, I'll go back to the 90s. Yeah. Because when you look at that young team, guys would get hurt on that young team, but they were still coming through. Remember, look at Anthony Brown. Remember Larry Brown?
Yes.
Larry Brown wasn't a great corner at all.
Nope.
He was the one. He was the one that was the worst one that used to pick on all the time.
Yep.
But guess what? He would play good because of the talent around him, good coaching, and I feel like that's what I'm seeing more than anything. And just like you said, boss, Tank ain't been playing.
Right.
And Gallimore has not played. Donovan Wilson has not played.
God,
when those guys get in the game, you're like, okay, let's say Ghostin goes back to the bench, right, fellas?
Yeah.
But Ghostin done seen all that goodness now in week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7. So when Ghostin come back in to sub, because remember, we used to always get worried when Tank would go out or one of them big guys would go out and get breathers because the guys they were coming in for backups were not doing anything. And guess what they would do? Oh, he just subbed in, exploit him on the next play. That's what the teams would do. Now we got guys that come in. You can't really do that because this talent is different. It's young and it's fast. And Dan Quinn is not like it was just saying. I don't know which one of you guys said it. If he sees something that's not working, I'm coming out of it and we're going to change it and we're going to get something that's working right now. And I think that's what excites me really more than anything. But really is making this team a championship type team is the defense.
Yes.
Period.
But Big Angel, let me ask you this quick question then. Since you're in the 90s, are we more of the 91 Cowboys or the 92 Cowboys?
92. Ooh, no,
I'm gonna say we're 91.
That's a good question, Law.
I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say, I feel like we're more 91. I don't want to say it because you remember when you saw that 91 team, you knew. Everybody knew. I knew after they lost to the Bears, they're going to the Super Bowl next year. You knew it
Detroit.
because you saw it.
Detroit,
No.
Detroit,
We lost to Detroit in the playoffs.
Okay, yeah. After they beat the Bears and then they lost Detroit. Yeah. Right. You still knew the next year, okay, we're going to win it next year. Because you knew that talent.
Yeah.
You saw that talent. You're like, they're going to win it next year because they're going to be fully together. They're going to know each other's brains. And then what else are they talking about? You seen Michael Parsons when they was showing that locker room stuff when he was shooting, they was playing like curveball. That's the big thing, too. They love each other in the locker room now, fellas. Yeah. They're having a great time in the locker room. But you know what helps bring that is that youth. When you bring that youth in that locker room, and it's good because if you looked at the last two drafts with the Cowboys, they've been pretty good. You're infusing that youth, and it mixes with the veterans, and these players are good, and it brings that veteran, he wants to be young again because now he's excited. These guys are excited when they play with each other. It's not about, oh, you got the interception, I'm mad at you. No, it's, oh, I love it. Let's give you a high five. You see these guys when they come off the field, it looks genuine when they're slapping each other. It looks like they really are having fun. Yeah. And that makes a big difference in your team, and that's what carries you later on.
Listen, I want to bring balance to the positivity here. Not rain on
hold on.
The Cowboys got the 25th ranked schedule in the league, man. Based upon the teams they're playing this year, most of them didn't have a winning percentage or make a good winning percentage or make the playoffs last year. And so what you got to look at that the Cowboys' strength of schedule is not that strong. So the Cowboys, with the talent they have, they should be good. Am I saying the Cowboys are not a good team? I'm saying they're a very good team. I'm saying this. Let's be balanced and measure the amount of sugar we douse into the Kool-Aid. We need 1 cup of sugar, not 2 cups of sugar, because based upon the CBS power rankings, the Cowboys have yet to be the top 5 team in the league. They had
But hold on, OC. I didn't mean to cut you off, OC. But hold up, OC. I want to talk to OC on this one.
Please talk to him. Please, Big. Talk to him.
I just want to talk to you.
One more again, James. Give me about 10 seconds. So look, here's the deal. So we got the Cardinals, we got the Packers, we got the Buccaneers, we got the Bills, we got the Browns. That's based on CBS power rankings. And I would argue to say the Cowboys should be in the top 5. But what I'm saying is we cannot anoint them as a Super Bowl team until they've won a tough game or two, right? And so they haven't had a whole bunch of tough games that they've pulled out yet because we're early in the year. When they have a couple games they're able to pull out against tough top-tier talent in the league, then I will say. But right now, they're a good team. They're trending in the right direction.
But our next tough game ain't to the Chiefs.
Right. And we had tough games. What are you talking about?
The Chargers are pretty good.
The Chargers are good.
And they beat them in. And they battled all the way to the end with Tampa Bay with the first game of the year.
Yes.
And when you look at the schedule, that's not a hard schedule. You're right. But here's my thing, OC. Not even that. Even if you look at the teams that are in the NFL right now, right, in the NFC, measure Dallas, and I'm not over drinking the Kool-Aid, and I'm definitely measuring the sugar. But when you look at the Cowboys going against the Packers, you don't feel good about that matchup, OC?
I feel great.
All right, and you feel good about that. Okay, let's name another top team that would be, even when they play the Cardinals. Dallas, even when you looked at the game last year, it was like Dallas could have beat the Cardinals, but Dallas was just playing trashy. Now I want to see a rematch because guess what? Dallas can match all your receivers now. Dallas can match all that speed. And guess what? Can you really stop Dallas? You feel what I'm saying? Dallas can match any team in the NFC. That's all I'm saying. I'm not jumping out there and saying Super Bowl or nothing like that. But what I am saying is when I look at teams across the board in the NFC, Dallas can beat them.
No, in big game, I agree with you, man. I think the Cowboys can, right? But can and has and can and will is a little bit different. And so I'm just a practical and pragmatic guy. I like they match up against anybody in the NFL. But here's the deal: this ain't how you feel about it league. This is a win the game league. And so what I want to see is the Cowboys win some games versus a little bit better competition, which will happen later in the season, by the way, before I am going to say, hey, the Cowboys are the Super Bowl team.
Name a team that you – name a team.
Check back with me. Catch me outside.
Get 'em.
And check back with me.
Name a team.
Catch me outside.
Name a team that you said. Name a few teams. Name a few teams. Name a couple of teams.
He
can't.
Well, name a couple teams about what, Jay?
He's saying somebody that's a real threat.
You said wait till later in the year when the Cowboys play a couple more opponents. Name them.
Thank you. So a couple of tougher opponents would to me be the Chiefs. Okay. Also, I think
the 2-3 Chiefs.
That's not until week 11.
I understand.
Let them wait.
You can't.
Okay.
You can. There you go. Thank you. Let them wait, baby, because you ain't gonna force me to anoint them early. And that's all I'm saying.
It's not about annoying. I want you to tell me a team that you think is gonna. You said they need to see a couple opponents.
Yeah,
I named some.
So listen. I think the Saints will give them a game. I think
the Saints.
Yes, I think. Hey man, don't listen carefully, sir.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Wait
a minute. Come on.
Wait, bro.
We just beat the team that struggled against the Saints. Easily we beat them, right?
Yes, easily.
The Giants just played the Saints, right? And we just easily beat the Giants. Now, I know it's not a big attack, but come on, OC.
Y'all can pile on the OC, but this is what I'm going to tell all y'all, man. Get better. Okay, listen.
Who peed in your Kool-Aid?
Listen. I coach a little league team, and the same team that we blew out early in the year played us super tough this past weekend. We're a better team. So what I'm telling you is this: teams get better throughout the course of the year, and so you cannot just make a all-out prediction based upon what you've seen, whether it's good or bad, on the first 5 games of the year. Because later in the year, I guarantee you that we go run into some teams that's gonna give us a challenge and give us some work. That's what I'm telling you.
See, nobody made a prediction though. We just asked one question, not a prediction.
Right.
A prediction is we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay,
Nobody did that. I asked one question based on Cooper. Cooper said it, not me. He did. He said, basically, when you on a roll like this, you start thinking about a Super Bowl. So he wasn't even definitive. Basically, I was just asking the question, is he talking crazy or is this a Super Bowl team? And I was speaking of talent. So, like, I don't think nobody made a declarative statement of winning the Super Bowl. And if you heard that, I can see why you think we drinking Kool-Aid.
I didn't say you said the Cowboys go win the Super Bowl. See, now there you go put words in my mouth. I say that about.
No, you said that. You said you can't make a declarative statement, and I'm saying nobody did. Nobody made a statement like that.
So the Cowboys are talented, man. They have enough talent when healthy to make it to the Super Bowl. That's what I think. Whether they go get there or not, I don't know. I'll give those predictions closer to December, man. That's what I'm telling you. That's it.
Hey, the OC, can you agree with this? You mentioned that other teams could be getting better. Is there a possibility that we are seeing that this Dallas Cowboy team is getting better, by the way?
Your point, Law, that's an excellent point. The Cowboys will continue to get better. The Cowboys are not close to peaking. They're not close to peaking. Right? And so they're going to continue to get better, and they're going to continue to put it down, man, I believe. But like I said, this ain't a think or a feel. This is a win league, baby. And so what I'm saying is I want to see those W's, man. And when I see those W's add up, we get close to December, then you go see the OC jumping from the rooftop all in on everything.
All right.
Well, I'll say this before you. I didn't mean to cut you off, boss. I apologize. Well, I'm just going to say this. The categories that I named, those will make championship teams. And I'm not saying this is a Super Bowl team. They definitely have the talent. But when I look at those type of stats that I named off, those are the type of stats that you need to win the Super Bowl. Those are the type of winning stats that you have to have when you want to have a Super Bowl type team. They're 5th in the league in rushing defense. They're 31st in the league in passing defense, but they are 5th in the league in rushing defense. Now, if you looked at that 2014 team, they were number 1 in the league in rushing defense, I believe, the whole year. But it was a deceiving number because they were always getting leads. They didn't have that talent that year, but it was a deceiving number because they would get up on teams so quickly and then make them teams come out of their games. That's when the opportunistic times with the turnovers came. So this is what I was comparing when Boss mentioned that 2014, which was a great comparison. I mentioned that as well because this team is different for the fact that they actually have talent that team didn't have on defense. And that's what was a missing element on that 2014 team, because this run defense, I believe, is a lot more real because it actually does have the people on the inside that can really stop people. This is not a deceiving number. So when it's 5th rushing in the league, I think that's a real number. And when you see that 31st ranked in the league, I think it's a lot of times where they are getting the leads and teams have to start passing and those numbers get thwarted. They get construed. But +7 in the turnover margin when they were -3 last year, those are the type of teams that win championships.
Yep.
Ooh, Big Game James coming with all of this.
Hold on real quick. Hold on.
Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
Big Game James.
Game changer.
Hey, let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, man. Let's kick it.
That boy Big James and the OC, good debate. I loved it. That was a good debate between you two.
The deception part of it, boss. The deception part of what Big Game James said, like being number 1 against the run in 2000. What year it was? 14 or 16? What year? Whatever
2014.
year it was. 2014, because we know that teams were not just trying to run on us, and now all of a sudden we can literally. This is no fake deception or like something to deceive us on stopping the run, because we knew that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came in with the mindset that they was going to run, and they couldn't, right? And then we knew like the second week, hey, the Chargers said, okay, they got the little guy that's running now. He's running over everybody, but he couldn't run on us. The Eagles cry. They said they're going to try to run. Everybody that we played, and of course, we know what happened with the Panthers. They just couldn't do it, but they tried it. And I love the fact that we can stop the run. And the numbers being inflated, dare I say, with the passing of the yards, that's going to be given, because I believe that our number 1 offense is going to be putting up so much money that in the late thirds and the late fourth quarters, teams are going to try to throw themselves back into the game, right? So that's where you get those garbage time stats that goes against us. No way Jalen Hurts in a natural game would throw north of 300 yards on us, right? No way in a natural game that even the Sam kid threw for 300 yards. In a natural game, if we were to play real stout defense on the passing side. So I believe what you're saying, Big Game James. And when they throw the ball more, meaning that now all of a sudden just think about this. It's a conundrum, Cowboy Nation. Our defensive edge guys, our defensive line, when we know that they're going to throw, that's when we create pressure. That's why we getting the blitz and news flash. That's why we catching those interceptions too, because of the pressure causes those takeaways to occur.
Yes.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
It's time to
Yeah, go ahead, Big.
Oh, I mean, in that game, just against the Giants, Dallas had 25 pressures in that game.
Oh, my God.
25 pressures in that game. They had 18 hurries, 7 hits on the quarterback, and Randy Gregory led the way with 9 of them. So I know I love sacks, and they definitely changed the game. But when you're seeing the high pressures, I think Dallas is averaging at least over close to 20 pressures a game. You see Osa, He had 4. Micah Parsons playing the linebacker position. He still had 4. You got the young boy Chauncey Golston. He had 2. So you have guys that are interchangeable, and they're still knocking the quarterback off of their spot. And just as you were saying it, Law, that even when you get in those leads, the quarterbacks and the offense has to change their the way they have to attack you. They're going to throw the ball more. Well, you got playmakers on defense now. You got guys that can pick the ball off in the air. So that falls into Dallas Cowboys' favor because now guess what? The Cowboys have a pass rush. They got guys that can attack you. So when you want to try to attack in the air, they can blitz or they can come after you. What does that mean? That means pressure is going to come at you. That means that quarterback's going to probably throw it quicker than he wants. That means maybe a Trevin Diggs can get another pick or other people. Anthony Brown already got 2. We've seen Jordan Lewis has 1. Guys are getting the ball in the air. So it's just a good thing when you can do those things that you mentioned, Law, especially creating the pressure. Even if you're not getting the sack, if you're getting high pressure on these guys, it can still make it opportunistic for your defense because you have playmakers. And I heard Dan Quinn talking about with Jabril Cox coming in. We saw that little bit of play that he got in the game. He says he wants to play him more on third downs. What does that mean? He can cover. So I can definitely tell you, in my opinion, because I seen Cox return 1 in college, I definitely can see Cox returning 1 this year for a touchdown interception. I'm calling it.
Message.
The OC.
The film breakdown.
So this gives us a chance, since we're talking about pass rush, one of the things obviously that been coming up a lot is Parsons with his pass rushing skills. I never really talked to you, Law, and Big about this. What are y'all thoughts about him playing more of a pass rusher or a hybrid of the linebacker, or would you want him more at linebacker? We never talked about this as the OC talk about some of these pass rush moves that you see. Go ahead, OC, and then we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, so what you see here is you see the rudiments of a 3-4, and you see him rushing his right tackle. You see the dip and the rip. It's causing a step up in the sack with LVE right there, man, flushing him up toward the pressure. So you see him standing up here, rushing the right tackle, and you see him again, quick inside move. That's a hold. Ball got to come out quick. He still gets hit. All right, so you're going to see Micah Parsons win and be disruptive over and over again. He's at the stand up here at the top of the screen. Here he is again, nice bull rush all the way back to Herbert. He's running for his life. And there he is running, runs out of bounds. All right. So he's disrupting the play, causing them not to have the time, and also giving his defensive back end short time to cover because he's getting so fast. That's a good inside move, fantastic inside move. And there he is pressuring him. If he didn't throw that ball, that would have been a sack. So he chunks it up. So, you know, what you see with Micah Parsons is you have tremendous hands, right? Tremendous hands. He's weaving inside, getting in the quarterback's face. Tremendous hands. And the only thing he has to add is kind of a dip and pulling his body all the way through to the quarterback. But, I mean, you're going to see him again swatting with the hands. There he is, getting the tackle right there for loss. So tremendously good with his hands. And from the linebacker position, they more so blitz him up the B gap, which I think is not as effective for him. I think he's most effective rushing off of the edge. Although he did lead the team in tackles this game with 8 tackles, he's more effective from a pass rushing perspective when you line him up on the edge and you let him go against a tight end or tackle one-on-one, because the secret's out on Micah Parsons. I'm telling you, those guards and centers, they're sitting looking at Micah Parsons anytime he lines up a middle linebacker in his third and long. So that's the deal with him. You know, there it is.
Yeah, I want to change the subject quickly to something else and get all y'all thoughts. Oh, no, matter of fact, I never got y'all thoughts on Parsons at linebacker versus pass rusher, because I know where the OC stand on it. I never really talked to you about it, Law, nor you, Big. This give us a chance for everybody to kind of hear both of you guys out on that.
Well, I mean, if you're asking me, I'm conflicted.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very,
See, man,
very,
hold on.
very,
Hold
very,
on.
very, 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 very conflicted.
I respect the hell out of Big.
I know he's that linebacker, and I love him when they can just move him around. But daggone it, when he was that defensive end, daggone it, that man can just rush the passer. I mean, he was defensive end in college, right?
Right.
I mean, high school. I mean, that's what he was, and then they converted him. And really, I mean, he only played really his freshman and sophomore year. Didn't only really play 2 years. You feel me?
Yeah.
At that linebacker position. So he's really more that still that D end. It's just so natural, dog. It's just so natural when you watch him. You just look at him and you like, dog, if they just kept him there. And it's like, I don't want to keep him there because he's so versatile, because he can do so many things. But man, when he's just there a whole game, he's gonna kill that dude.
Yes.
He is. He's different. He's different. He's the Dak Prescott of the D. I said it from day one. He's Dak Prescott of the defense. I've been saying it day one. And if you're
Day
watching
one?
it, yeah, I said it day one. He was
For
Dak
real.
Prescott of the defense. Remember when RJ
Yep.
Otay was on there?
Yep.
Remember when Dave Hellman was on there? I asked
Yep.
him, I said, is he the Dak Prescott? Then I don't know about that. Yeah, I bet y'all if I asked y'all that now, y'all might say that. Y'all might say, because guess what? That whole defense is flowing off of him. Now Osa's a
Yes.
dog too. Now I
Yes.
I ain't leaving you out, Osa. So
No,
let me
but
not
you
say-
right.
I ain't slipping on
That
but
whole
you know who-
defense is flowing off of Parsons.
It's
You
flowing
right.
off of Parsons, dog. You know it. Everybody know it.
Yes.
And when he gets to turning up, that whole defense get to really turning up.
Yep. Facts. Hold on real quick, Big. You already know.
Perfect.
Woo.
I love them perfects.
A plus plus. Put another plus by it. You know, yeah, to be conflicted with that. Yeah, I agree. But also I trust Dan Quinn to put him in positions to win. And that just don't rhyme, but that's just how this goes. We when we got Randy Gregory back, that was cool coming off of the protocol. We saw the impact that Randy been making so far on this run. And I like the notion to keep Parsons at the edge too, but at this time they drafted him to be a linebacker. And I know, you know, when we had Okoye on the channel, I said, what is the most important punching position in boxing? He said the jab.
Right.
And you can jab from anywhere, right? So I look at it like this: continue to keep the opposition guessing. Let's not leak out anything. Let's keep Bill Belichick thinking, oh, is he going to be on the edge this week? Is he going to shoot through A or B gap? And like the OC said, yes, he's better off the edge, right? But the quickest line to the quarterback is straight through the gap, right through the middle and the inside, the A and the B. So let's continue to keep them guessing. And hopefully when we get our reinforcements back, we just still sprinkle him on the edge and here and there. So I just look at it like that. Just keep teams guessing.
And go ahead, OC.
Now, I'm going to go back to a previous point, man. Look, here's the thing we got to remember, that Micah Parsons is a weapon. And so a weapon you use a variety of ways, a variety of angles, a variety of places. So to be honest, in terms of just purely rushing the passer, he's best at defensive end. But in terms of impact and the ability to affect a scheme, he's better at linebacker. So the answer to that question is this: you need him playing both. You need him playing at linebacker and you need him playing at rush in. And based upon the game and the scenario and based upon what's going on, he's going to do both.
Lawrence Taylor.
He's making impact plays.
Lawrence
Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor.
See, that's what I said. Lawrence Taylor.
Lewis.
I ain't saying he's Lawrence Taylor, but I'm gonna say is, you know what? When you just said Ray Lewis, Law, I'm not gonna say that because I think it's more Lawrence Taylor. I just feel like Parsons, if I were to compare a player to him, not saying he's Lawrence Taylor, but it would be him because Lawrence Taylor, just like what OC said, or just like what you said, Law, or just like what Boss said. Okay, let's look at the matchup. Okay, this offensive lineman, he weak. We going after him this game. We going after him this game, and we just going to kill him. Okay, they got a nice guy over here. Let's slide D-Law right here, and then let's just move him around because let's find the best matchup where he can attack. And that's what they used to do with LT. I used to hate it because they be moving LT around all daggone game. And once they found that matchup, it'd be that play that you like, oh, God, make sure he's blocked. See, I told you should have blocked him. That's what I want to see.
Oh, yeah. The manipulations, man. Hey, trying to find out who's the mic or what have you. And then on top of that, his ability to drop back in coverage, he improved on that part of the game. And wait, Cowboy Nation, when we start putting Jabril Cox into this system, I believe it's going to open up more into some of those plays because I've seen it. Come on, let's be real. 42 is good and all, but he's a liability in coverage. So when you see Cox, when you finally get a chance to see Cox out there, you won't see those droppage as it relates to coverage. And I like the fact, I really do like the fact that even with Parsons, his ability to drop back into the flats or cover the deep hook in the middle hook of the field, that goes a long way.
Ooh, man, the final word, Lord. All right, listen. I'm finna flip the script. Y'all hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready. Here we go.
And then you just run it straight down their throat.
Yeah, I'll go and piggyback that right there with another startup. What's the name of the player that tried to bribe someone for a what's his name?
Collins.
Oh, Leo Collins. I forgot his name because I could care less about him anymore. Terrence Steele. Yeah, he had a dumb penalty yesterday. Everyone saw that. That was stupid what he did. But everything else in that game was fantastic, especially when it comes to Zeke. Zeke's rushing yards yesterday. Off the left tackle, 5 yards. Off the left guard, 0 yards. Off the right guard, 24 yards.
Oh, hi, Zach.
5 yards. Off the left guard, 0 yards. Off the right guard, 24 yards.
Oh, hi.
Zeke's rushing yards yesterday. Off the left tackle, 5 yards. Off the left guard, 0 yards. Off the right guard, 24 yards.
Oh, hi, Zach.
Was fantastic, especially when it comes to Zeke. Zeke's rushing yards yesterday. Off the left tackle, 5 yards. Off the left guard, 0 yards. Off the right guard, 24 yards.
Oh, hi, Zach.
Off the right tackle, 79 yards.
Man, they kept running it. Every run was to the right. I tweeted that out. Every single one was to the right. I was texting my Giants buddies. I was like, who's your left D end over there? No, it doesn't matter. They're all terrible. We don't have any linebackers either. And Broadus tweeted me back. He was a little bit surprised they were going to.
So, and that's going back to what I was saying. This is a Super Bowl team, bro. Like, I'm not gonna even get caught up in the debate of Liel and Steele and all that. That's a trap. But more so, look how cold we are, bro. We're the backup.
You done swallowed the Kool-Aid. This dude, pour the Kool-Aid on him. Just pour the Kool-Aid all over it. Just pour it on his head. Oh, yeah. Kool-Aid. He crashed through the wall.
Who we talking about? You. Okay. And what point? I want to hear this.
I just heard jubilation out of your body like no other. That's Kool-Aid.
You heard jubilation out my body.
Jubilation. Jubilation. That's what he said.
How did you say jubilation out of my body?
He said we are cold. We got a squad.
Yeah. No, we got a squad. Okay. Hold on.
No, now you're trying to play it off, dog.
No, I'm trying to figure out what's the problem with me being happy with this.
There's nothing wrong with you being happy. But I just said you drank a whole bunch of Kool-Aid. That's what I said.
It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. And you know that, Big. So how dare you come at me like that? I've already measured this.
I don't care if you measured it. You are very happy. And I like the excitement, but you have drank the whole pitcher. You didn't take a cup. You just took you drank half of it?
No. I've drunk the Kool-Aid. No. Okay. I've drunk the Kool-Aid.
What it tastes like, boss? Let me know.
Listen.
Let me know what it tastes like.
Is it grandma's Kool-Aid?
Hey, the best, Law. It is the best. Listen. Man, it's a good thing when we don't miss Donovan Wilson. You know what I'm saying? When we don't miss Liel. You know, it's a good thing. We don't miss Michael Gallup. This is a good thing. But it was just interesting to me. And just looking at the fact that they kept running to the right. I just wanted to get y'all thoughts on that. And then go ahead.
I just look now from my observation of Terrence Steele.
Yeah,
he got a mean streak.
Yes,
that's just what I see different between the other offensive linemen. He just have this mean.
He mean, bro.
And even when he lose on a battle, I'm seeing him flip back around and pancake land on somebody.
Yeah.
And when he got that personal foul, I said, hey, I can live with that one.
I can live with
I
it.
can manage that one because that's after the first down. Of course, we still had the first down, but he had to prove a point with that guy. And that goes a long way with me. And, hey, he probably knowing that, hey, I got 5 games to present my resume. And I'm telling you, that could have been part of the reason that La'el Collins was knocking on the door to the NFL, said, hey, I know my money's low, but do you see this guy, number 78? He's trying to take my job.
I need to play tomorrow. I need to play Sunday.
I need to play Sunday. I need to throw. Hey, and still, what's his 40 time? That brother can pull. He's quick. He's quick. DOC, can you give me? Look, I'm not pumping him up because hey, I
pump him up, OC. Go ahead. Don't let Big Game J intimidate you from pumping him up.
Pump it up.
Pump it up.
Pump it up. Y'all remember that song? Pump it up.
Pump it up, Law.
So here's the thing, Law. You ain't pumping him up. You just being honest about what your eyeballs seeing.
That's it.
This is what my grandma used to say. If you look with your eyes, son, you'll see. Just look with your eyeballs. That's all you gotta do.
Ooh, I think a fight coming. I can feel it. I can feel it.
I don't care about what nobody else say. I down this mountain by myself, and I'm gonna say it. And I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. And I said it after the second start this year. I said, Tyrod Steele has turned into a quality NFL starter, and that's what you're seeing play. He's turned into a quality NFL starter. He's got a lot stronger. The thing that I love and respect about his game, the mean streak, I love. The personal foul, I loved it. I would have hugged it. You know, I loved it. Good job. Because you got to let people know that you're a man. You're a grown man. You ain't no little boy. And I'm here to fight. I'm here to play. And I'm here to compete. So I love it. But the thing that I love about him that's really helped him so much, 2 things. The strength improvement. Now he's using his length, and he's playing with good technique. He's playing with leverage. He's using long arms. He's taking a vertical kick slide against pass rushers, so they can't get him around the edge. Like they beat him last year, they can't beat him around the edge because he's not kicking at a 45-degree angle. He's dropping straight back, and he's using his long arms to ride people around the quarterback. If you look at the play where CeeDee Lamb caught that touchdown, that fade route from Dak, he beat a guy on a counter move too. So the guy rushed him upfield and tried to come back underneath. He uses post leg to kick back inside and stop that guy from even getting in Dak Prescott's face. So that's what I love about him. That's the improvement, the attention to detail, the strength improvement, and using his length and technique to neutralize people and really hold his own, man, and do a great job.
Man, y'all hear this, man? This dude talking about post leg, using the holler some arms and everything. Hey, man, the OC, man, I got it. Look, man, y'all got to give the OC because I'm not finna do no type of an analysis of the tackle. You know what I'm saying? All I'm going to say is, hey, he got in the way. He got his whole arm to the inside, and he moved him out of the way. And when his body landed on, one of the opposition landed on Dak Prescott, he grabbed him. And said, get off of my quarterback. I said, yeah, I'll go to war with somebody like that.
Yeah.
I'll go to war with somebody just saying, okay, you going to land on my quarterback? And he just grabbed him and just get off of my quarterback. And that Eagles player never said another word. He said, Mama, there go that man again over there. I thought he was aluminum. They lied to me down there in Dallas. Wow. They said I was gonna go up against. They said I was gonna go against Steel Reserve. You know what I'm saying? 211. No. That still came with some heavy artillery. You know.
3, 2, 1, drop it. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
It's time to do.
Man,
like, hey, can y'all get La'el Collins back in this Steel and just kick it off?
Nah, y'all.
That's just me hyping on that boy.
Oh man.
And let me balance the argument because I'm about to take away all the big game thunder. Nobody's saying that Terrence Steele is better than La'el Collins.
You ain't taking none away. You ain't taking none of my thunder, dog. You ain't taking none of my thunder.
Okay, well, let me balance it, all right? Let me at least balance it, all right? Because I can't take your thunder. You got so much, man. You good. So here's the deal. Look, man, Leo Collins is still a superior athlete and more of a power player and can do more athletically than Steele can do, okay? He's a Pro Bowl tackle, right? When he's playing well, okay? And that's the asterisk mark. And we got to see how he plays when he comes back. I think that's going to be very important for him to come back and to play well, right? Because now you see that you got depth and you got a quality starting right tackle. That's playing in his head, man. And so we'll see what happens, man. It'll be fun and interesting. Oh, and for the fans, post leg is your inside leg. That's your inside leg. So for the right tackle, that would be his left leg. That's his power leg. It's called your post leg. So that's the leg you got to pump, and you got to get your foot back on the ground quick if somebody's trying to come inside of you. That's the inside leg, the post leg. Just for the fans.
Check this out.
Appreciate
OC, this for you, bro. Listen to this.
I think the offensive line is doing a tremendous job, and you couldn't tell me if you didn't know any better, if you didn't know that Lyle Collins was out because of suspension, I don't think you would even know that we're playing a backup tackle.
No, not the way he's playing, no.
And so that being said, the offensive line is doing a very good job. Yes, are there breakdowns every once in a while? Yes, every once in a while, Biotic gets beat.
Yeah, OC, that's for you, bro. The reason why I played that clip, because you said that like 3 weeks ago, and I like to see when the people finally start catching up to the final word, stuff that Big Game James said a long time ago, that Micah Parsons was going to be the Dak of the defense, that Law been talking about who the real game changer is between Amari Cooper, and CeeDee Lamb, and he was so right that it's always been Amari Cooper. He was right on that, and just how the OC was just so factual about that. Terrence Steele.
Yeah, all right. You see that game changer touchdown, right? You seen him going deep on Bradbury, who was the top corner on the team. You seen what happened. Yeah, you seen it. You seen that game changer.
On that Amari
Open up that offense.
Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
Man, come on, let's start this fight, man. What?
Let's have some fun.
Let's go.
Have a good time, man. Let's kick
Sick of this.
We're gonna go back to that. It ain't going nowhere, but I want to go back to this Terrence Steele thing because
all right, let's go.
Because when we first started, because I don't know the offensive line like OC, and I don't even try to claim to be. This guy is the man when it comes to that. I'm just asking questions.
Right.
My question is first you were saying that Terrence Steele didn't have that strength. He didn't have that strength, so it wasn't him adjusting his technique, because you said when week one or even before the preseason started, you said you didn't think Terrence Steele was going to be any kind of starting tackle because the technique was bad. He doesn't play with strength or his hands. His hands wasn't strong. So did he change his technique for him to play better in these last 3 weeks because you didn't see it in the beginning? Is that the main thing that made the change? Where did it really make the change? And I want to ask you something else, because when I looked at Leo Collins in that first game against Tampa, he was the highest graded tackle in that game across the board. He only had 3 hurries in that game, gave up no sacks and no hits on the quarterback coming back, and he had been playing bad in that preseason, but he played very well in that game, and he was going against some pretty good defensive ends that were rushing in that game. So for me, I like what Terrence Steele is doing, but I think you should go back to Leo Collins because it's a great thing to have depth. Just like if Chauncey Golston was playing out of this world. When D-Law comes back, Chauncey Golston should go back to the bench and then let D-Law do his thing. And then if something ever to happen again, you feel great about Chauncey Golston coming back in the lineup because he got his work. So that's what my opinion. I think you should go with your guy you had, and you got a great luxury. But I just want to ask you that question. Where did it go from no strength to strength and technique, all those things? How did that happen?
Yeah, so let me clarify. I go with my eyeball see in the preseason and in some practices, I didn't see him playing with strength. I didn't see him playing with good technique and leverage, right? So I grade based upon what I see. But as we know, I told you in the preseason when we talked before, and we actually talked live about this, I said, look, I saw Leo Collins getting beat, right? I saw him getting ran around, right? In the first game number 1, he picked it up, right? Same difference with Terrence Steele. When he got out there and got the start, obviously he got a lot stronger because he showed the strength. I didn't see the strength. But now I got a body of work of evidence. I got now several games to say that, okay, I'm looking at consistency here, right? Not player to in preseason to show that, okay, his technique has improved. You compare the tape versus this year and last year, and his strength has improved by his ability to stop and play with power players. this year versus last year based upon the body of work, not just the preseason. Now, the argument, and we said this on Boss Cowboy Sports Show, the argument has never been right against La'el Collins starting at right tackle.
Never.
Right? We brought this up. The argument, Big, has always been who are the best 5 offensive linemen and how do we get that combination of offensive linemen on the field.
Right.
So I think, and I would stand by this, that a year 2 Terrence Steele is better than a year 4
Connor Williams.
That's what I'm saying. And that's been the whole argument. It's never been that Terrence Steele is a better right tackle than La'el Collins.
Because he's not.
That's incorrect. It's always been who's the best 5 offensive linemen and how do you get those best 5 on the field. That's what I've been saying from jump. That's it.
And I want to get your thoughts on that, Big. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, it's tough because
Yeah, it's tough.
if you really talking about it, I mean, I've never seen Connor McGovern at center, so I can't say anything about that. But if Connor McGovern was good at center, then I think he should be competing with Tyler Biadasz because everybody Biadasz gave him like, oh well, he came from Wisconsin, he played where Travis Frederick played, and he's just automatically anointed. Well, we keep on seeing although he played, I mean, he played well. It's not like he's been trash, but we keep on seeing that he's having problems with power. I don't know what's going on with the snaps. I don't know if it's him or Dak, but it looks like problems with the snaps are going on as of late. And I'm just looking at Connor McGovern. If you said you had the 5, if I were just to look from afar, if you were just to say a 5 then,
right?
If you wanted to freak it like a true 5, like a Madden 5, if you want to get the best 5, to me, it would be like since y'all were talking about how good Collins was at guard, it would be Tyron Smith at left tackle, La'el Collins at left guard, Connor McGovern at center, Zach Martin at right guard, and Terrence Steele at right tackle.
Wow. And that's what we've been saying the past 4 weeks, Big. That's it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your validation. That means a lot, Big.
Dog.
Because that's all we've been saying, Big. That's all we've been saying.
I know a little bit of football too now. I know a little bit of football too.
There's no doubt in my mind.
You know a lot of football, Big. You know a lot of
football.
Big know it.
Oh, he
Big
know ball.
You know a lot of ball, Big. No high capping by me at all. You know a lot. That's
There's
all
no doubt in my mind.
That would be the lineup, though, y'all. That would be the lineup. That would be the lineup.
And I wouldn't
That would be the lineup. Nah, hell no. That'd be a great lineup.
That'd be great, bro.
I don't know if Connor McGovern.
Cowboys won't do it.
They won't do it. I don't think so either.
Here's the thing. I don't know if Connor McGovern is good enough in terms of calling offense and making
right.
to the line. That's the only reason why I think that Biadasz is still starting. Because he's more a player. He's
You gotta get his mind right.
At the point of attack.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? Here, check this out, though, OC. Look how good they threw Connor McGovern at fullback, and he seamlessly moves into spots, and he does the job. You feel me? He seamlessly played the left. He seamlessly played the right. He played a little bit of right tackle last year when somebody got hurt. He played like 4 series of it. I mean, they played him as some backup center. He jumped right in and played hell of a great as a fullback. So I'm kind of looking at it like, I don't know. Let's keep looking. And they're giving them snaps at the center now out of nowhere. So I'm just saying, I feel y'all. Let's just not always say, because we look at it like this, fellas, and I want to ask y'all this, or just how y'all feel, vibing off it. We seen Philbin do the chairs last year, moving around Zach Martin. He's not afraid to move around guys. So my thing is, will he really do it? Like, because I keep on seeing Connor McGovern sneaking in there. Maybe he's seeing it too.
Right. Well, it just depends, like, how this weekend come, and if we have another dominant win, I'm sitting there like, man, come on. If it's not broke, don't try to fix it. You know, keep that mojo thing going. And that's the same heat action that if we go to the defensive side of the coin. Donovan Wilson now healthy. Do you say, hey, J-Rod, curse? There's the door, because that's our starter right there. See, that's the same conversation.
Hard to do right now.
That's a hard thing to do, especially with
Curse is playing really good.
hit, talk,
Talk shit. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Curse is playing great.
Law, I want to respectfully push back, all right? Just a little bit. Because the OC and I, we just went back and forth on this. We had a nice debate last show about what you just said. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. An example that I used was Alex Smith, okay? Remember when Alex Smith was playing with San Fran? They was 5-1 when they started Kaepernick. You know? Like, for the most part, I agree with you. If it's don't broke, don't look at OC. Don't fix it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But sometimes you can tweak it to make it better. You know what I mean? And I was trying to, and when I think about the offensive line, right? Our best running offensive lines was 2014 and 2016. Would this be a fair comp? And I'm asking everybody, would this be a fair comp to put Steele on free level?
On Doug Free?
Yeah, because see, Doug Free was a liability on pass pro, but he was a killer on run blocking, just like Steele.
Steele is better.
Yeah, but you know what?
So Steele is better.
A lot of penalties.
Gave up
Steele is
9
better
sacks
than
and
Doug
penalty,
Free.
yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So
they converted him. You remember?
Yeah.
Because that's when, remember, he was playing left tackle and he got abused in that Minnesota game.
Yes.
And
And they had to add a sixth lineman.
Right, and then they switched him to right tackle.
Right. And so this
he got
is
all
why
that money at left.
And this is why I asked that question, Big Law OC, because I think Steele is playing better than Free. But that run blocking offensive line in 2014 and 2016 was on a championship level. That's because Lee L and Leary was the left guard.
But one
So
can
would
argue
you
now,
take a little bit of a lack of pass protection on the right tackle for a superior middle and run blocking?
But let me be devil's advocate.
Okay.
These last 2 games, boss.
Yeah.
Have you did the projections if they continue to run like this with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel, Elijah Elliott? Do you see what they doing?
Yeah.
They doing things that we didn't do since the 80s. Running for 200 and throwing the ball for 300.
Right.
That is something that you probably really gonna say, hey, that's like grandma's living room, with the all white and everything with the plastic on the couches. You don't go in there, you
Right.
don't mess with that.
But
So
look,
I'm not
Law,
sitting here
look,
saying that
you
got
making
to
my
go
point then. Look, if you saying don't mess with that, to your point, where was they running to the right off of Steele? So if you saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it, don't touch Steele.
I'm glad we don't make these decisions.
I know, right? This is a hard one. This is a hard debate. I'm glad I'm not Jerry. I'm glad I'm not Steven.
Yeah, I think they still should, just me. I think they still should just go back to layout because
All
I feel
three of
like
y'all
the
right
big
quick.
thing about the
I'm
big
gonna ask you this
thing
right
with
quick. I ain't
me.
trying to cut y'all big game, Jay, but let me ask
Go
you
ahead,
this.
go ahead. All right.
The way we running now with Terrence Steele, if we go back into the past week 1, do we start running again, or we just couldn't run on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I think it was a situation where you couldn't just run on Tampa Bay, dog. Like, them was some dogs on that front line, man. That front line is different. Where do you see Vita Veas at?
Oh, no.
You don't
It's
got
only
Vita
one.
Veas.
It's only
You feel
one.
me? But I feel like they just saw the matchup, and I feel like if you had Leo Collins in there as well, I feel like it is. I just feel like Terrence Steele has got his confidence now. That's what you main thing you wanted with him. You wanted him to have his confidence because how much maligned he was last year, and he wasn't playing the greatest in the preseason as well. So if anything, you have given Terrence Steele great confidence, even with him going back, to know that I can do this. So if Leo Collins comes in, maybe this to be the evaluation to say, hey, we're going to put you back in, Leo, and see if you're going to be that guy for the future. Maybe they could want to look at it like that too. You get what I'm saying? I mean, that's part of it too, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Leo, his last few years hasn't been in the best houses of the Cowboys. He's been in dog houses. He missed all last year because of those things. Then you got in trouble this year. Maybe they can throw him back out there and like, let's see if you can do it. Because if you come in and you play bad, that might solidify us. That we might move on from you too. You never know.
Week 8, we would
Hold
know
on real
everything.
quick.
We would know everything about this team week 8 because that should be the game against the Minnesota Vikings.
Preach.
That we see La'el Collins back at that right tackle. If not, then
just saying.
everything we've been talking about today just been in vain.
And here's the thing that I want to bring out that's super important. I'm going to go and push back a little bit on what you said, Big. Think about this. If you had La'el Collins playing a left guard and you had Zach Martin playing against Sue, we can run the ball inside against Tampa. Because we got power guards. We got real pure power guards that can match strength for strength with combo blocks and create lanes. The key to any dominant run game is how well the inside three block. And remember, and I held up this little red book, right? And it's recommended reading from the OC. Hey, recommended reading. It's called From Good to Great by Jim Collins, right? And it talks about...
Throw it up again, OC.
From Good to Great by Jim Collins. It shares why some organizations make the leap to being great versus why some other organizations don't. And one of the key things that's spoken about in the book, without giving the whole thing away, is looking at solving problems even when things appear to be going well, because you're projecting future obstacles in which you need to do to succeed in the long term. And so most of us will think, hey man, we're doing good, don't touch it. And I'm not against what nobody's saying, but what I'm saying is this: when we try to go for 6, right? We're trying to be a championship caliber team. That's the goal. You asked me earlier, Boss Cowboy, we're a Super Bowl team. Well, what I'm telling you is that this would be potentially one of the components that could push the Cowboys over the top in terms of ability in key positions, with the key of a steal playing very well at the right tackle position. So just because it's going well, that doesn't mean that we don't stop trying to solve problems and trying to get better. And that's my point and why I'm bringing that whole thing up.
Man, good debate. I mean, this is I say this, we got great problems. You know what I mean? These are fantastic problems that we literally having a real debate about still potentially being a right tackle. Now, some people would try to troll this idea for whatever reason, but if you serious and you really going back and forth, this is not an easy thing that we debate, because you got a great right tackle at La'el, right? And then you also saying you could have a great middle with La'el, but you might take a little bit off the right tackle if you move him. This is not easy, but this is a good debate. I'm for what James said. T. Smith left tackle, La'el left guard, potentially McGovern battling Tyler in the middle, Zach Martin and Steele. I would ride with that. I think we would run over everybody with that. And to answer your question, Law, could we run the ball on Tampa with this line? I say yes, and it's because of the why. When I go look at where we was running and where we're having our success, it's because we having success running off of Steele. And because we wouldn't be running right at Vita Vea, we would be running right at Steele and attacking their edges. That's why I think we could versus we couldn't in game 1. You know, we having all of our success going to the right. That's where the majority of those holes are.
But you know what? The only bad thing about it is I totally agree with you, because if you see Connor Williams and Connor McGovern, that's what La'el Collins would be.
Right.
He's the athletic guard that you need in space, because when you have an athletic guard with that size, with power, that's when you're dominant, because that's where you don't see a lot of athletic guards, and that's when you get an athletic guard, they're so much better. You know what I mean? Because they can get out and they can pull and block. Those are huge, because La'el Collins was huge when he could pull, because he was so daggone big and he could get out there. You know what I'm saying? But what I was saying was the only thing.
Larry Allen played in the big game. Let him know
he
what
played
position
guard.
Larry Allen played.
He played guard up in there. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like that. It makes me so feel so special when you say perfect. But hey, listen, the only thing it hurts us with, fellas, is the depth thing. That's the only thing it hurts us with, because if you move a Collins in that guard and you keep a Steele at tackle, now you lose your depth. So that's why it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe at least not this year. It's not going to happen. Maybe it might be something looked into all season, but it's not going to happen because of that depth situation, because La'el Collins has injury history now as well.
Yeah.
Facts. Oh, just to put that on there, 2019 was a long time ago, right?
Preach.
It's over 730 days, Cowboy Nation. So I'm not sitting here saying that La'el fell off of the cliff or anything, because I think I heard Duke Manyweather or somebody say that La'el is looking like he's going to be ready. I forgot the name. I forgot the person that said it, but I'm going to find it and I'm going to post it for you guys. But that's a long time. 2019, right? That's before the pandemic. So y'all let that sink in.
See,
the last time y'all saw La'el.
See, I mean, do y'all have time for one more? Topic.
Yeah, I got time for one more topic.
All right.
Yeah, come on with it.
Here we go.
Can tell you on the team in a minute.
Okay.
But what I wanted to see was, all right, let's go back. I think we talked about this
18?
last week or the week before.
18?
Like, where does he rank in the league on interior players when it comes to pressure?
Number 2.
He's number 3. So
He's got 18?
Aaron Donald's at 28.
Oh, I should have known that.
J.J. Watt is at 23.
Boy, he's playing well.
And the third best interior pressure guy in the league. Third round rookie. Osa Odigizua with 19 total pressures.
Whew. Glad my notes were good on that one.
Tied with Cameron Hayward in Pittsburgh. So Hall of Famer, Osa, Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
That's the interior pressures. So he had 4. 4's a good number.
Can you,
bro?
I didn't even know that. Nugget.
Oh yeah, well, I knew it. I ain't saying I knew it, but I'm on that PFF.
Osa is an absolute freak, man.
Yeah, he is. He's different.
Powerful,
He's different.
But he also has quick change of direction. He changes directions quickly. And here's the thing that you notice when you watch tape on Osa is you never see a lineman stop his forward movement. That's the thing. That shows you the tremendous leverage and power he plays with. Even when you're right in front of him, you're not stopping him from going forward. He's going forward and through you. He's going with quick lateral movement on slants around you. And he's continuing to push the pocket and get upfield versus everybody that he's played against thus far. Special guy, man. Freak of a human being.
Hey, listen. I got a friend of mine. He was an all-state wrestler. Okay. And you know, when I did the Osa tape, I watched a lot, but I went back to his high school. I always go back to his high school, and I watched a lot of his wrestling. And he was a all-state wrestler. Like, I think he only lost one match. He was back-to-back state champion. And I watched a lot of his matches. I mean, and you know how some people are like, yeah, it makes a difference. It does. It does. And I think that's one of the biggest differences when you see him in that hand fighting. Watch when he's in them trenches, man. He's doing a lot of moves that a lot of those offensive linemen ain't getting. And just like you were saying, OC, the leverage high. He stays low. He don't come high. He automatically stays low. He's automatically getting that underneath pad level. He is already moving your arms. He's powerful for that size that he is, because it's not like he's 320 pounds. He's 280.
That's
you feel
crazy.
me? He's 280. He's like that. You know what he reminds me of? Just me, but I feel like he's better with the moves. He reminds me like Jay Ratliff. Jay Ratliff was that
great
undersized guy.
Ooh, great comp.
Undersized. He was like 6'2". They were both about 280 pounds. He was undersized in that middle, but Jay Ratliff was an absolute animal in there.
Played him at 0. Come on. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
0 at the in the 3-4.
Right.
At 280.
And he's the only guy that picked up Jerry and said, "What you want?"
And everybody was scared of that guy. They were saying it.
Right,
Jesse
right.
Holly, all of them
Like
said he was crazy. You got to be playing crazy at 280 pounds, playing a 0 tech and a 3-4 in the NFL, don't you?
You crazy. That's impossible.
You crazy.
Unless you
You
crazy.
crazy.
Oh,
Unless you Aaron Donald.
Yeah. Mind over matter.
Yeah.
It's, so I'm gonna switch the topic just a little bit. Hey, just real quick.
Wow.
I know, but check this. Is it time for us to get off Jerry and Will McClay balls? Because we always screaming for names. At some point, I think we gotta just trust them, bro. You know what I mean? Because every time there's a name, we say, Dallas are serious. Dallas, Jerry, he's so cheap. We're not gonna win a championship until he die. But then when they draft all these young cats who come in and play way above what they supposed to, we get quiet. And then as soon as the cornerback from New England come back, we go out there, Jerry not serious. He need to sign a corner. Without us giving Boss Man a look. Is it time for us to kind of just be like, look, our personnel department know what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Or am I tripping?
You ain't tripping at all. I've given Baby Nuts Jones a lot of props lately. Baby Nuts Jones. I'm giving you props.
Yeah.
When if I can't sit there and bash you all the time and say stuff and you've been coming through. Because also, boss, let's look at it like this. Also, boss.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the oversigning players, Dallas ain't even in them problems. Dallas ain't even got them problems. Like they got Malik Hooker, KZ, and Curse for the cheapy cheap.
The cheap of the cheap.
And they all three playing well. You got all them rookies on cheap rookie contracts. Your major guys is still not hurting your cap. So he's manipulated the cap from A1 day one. We ain't never hated on him with the cap. We knew he could manipulate the cap. We would get mad at him that he ain't spending. But like you said, boss, they ain't spending. He said we're gonna trust in the draft. Get these few. Ain't this what Steven said from A1 since he really took over that little spot? He said we ain't spending no more on no big name free agents. We're gonna live through the draft. We're gonna sprinkle in our free agents and we're gonna sign our own. That's what he said, and he stayed true to that the whole time he been in control. Let's keep it real.
Let's keep it real. So that's what I was saying is we got to be honest, bro. Like when they getting it right,
it's working.
It's working.
But hold on. We got to look as fans, of course. We got to be, a little fan-y a little bit on some of these things. That's just what we do. True. Now, as analysts, we can look at it and say, okay, good. The Jones family doing a great job. But something changed though. Look, there's no more Jeff Heath band. There's no more Brandon Hughes cars and all of this stuff. Hey, that could have been now. That could have been the philosophy.
Garrett, I mean, come on.
Last year, we were scrambling, right? Because we were like, hey, go get this guy, go get that guy. And I go back to my statement about labels. It's hard to pull those labels off because if you don't pull it off right, it still leaves residue. So just like we are singing the praises of J-Ron Curse who came in, Malik Hooker, shout out to him because I didn't think that he could play down inside the box. He's doing a great job, by the way. And on top of that, DeMonte Kamikaze, KZ, he's doing his thing.
Little big man,
174 pounds, sting like a bumblebee, right? And and he ain't playing around with his food. He go out there and he'll sting you. You're like, oh, these things are coming. And don't sleep on a guy named Isaiah Johnson that we picked up that's on the practice squad, elevating everybody there. Just like we giving praise to J-Ron Curse, this Isaiah kid could be just the same. Just give him a couple times, give him a minute or what have you. This Jones family doing something special, man. With Will McClay and the coaching and the tutelage of Joe Witt Jr. and Al Harris.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shots out.
You know what? Hey, you know what else? Just one last quick point. Just what you saying that. I think another thing is too. Jerry know he getting old and it's I can't do this forever. I'm not 50. I'm not, and that's what you gotta give him props that he said, "Hey man, I ain't 50 no more. You know what? I'm sit there and think about go ahead and putting Jimmy Johnson in here because guess what? I want another Super Bowl. So if I gotta break curses, if I gotta make amends, if I gotta move out the way, I gotta do whatever I gotta do. I need the Super Bowl. And let's keep it. I'm gonna say this from me, and I ain't even drinking no Kool-Aid on this with Jerry because I've always loved Jerry. I just be getting mad at him. I'm gonna just keep it real. I just get mad at him. I don't mean I don't love him, but when he was crying earlier this year, when he was talking about the team, I was feeling that man, look, I know it's almost over for me, man. Look, I want to win. I want to win. I will do whatever it takes for us to win. I felt that in his heart, and I can see it in the product of how the team is playing, how the team is being run, how they are backing off a little bit and saying, hey, we got Dan Quinn. Just do your thing, Dan Quinn. We ain't saying nothing. Guess what? You want to cut Jalen Smith? That's your son, Jerry. That was Jerry's pick. That was Jerry's guy. And I said, if we seeing some real serious stuff is if I ever see something like that. And I said, Jerry ain't doing that because that's his guy. That's his pick. And when you saw him cut mid-season, that's what made me think, okay, guess what? This stuff might be getting real because when Jerry's doing that, he's saying, I want to win, so I don't care. If that's what we got to do, then that's what we got to do.
I want me some glory hole.
And he's getting it too. Jerry is flat out getting that glory hole because think about this. When he released the hound, it started last year. Remember, Jason Witten was like, hey, I want to get back out there. And Coach Mike McCarthy was like, you know what? Ain't no way. And then, Sean Lee, you want to get out there? Look at this contract, That's when it all started. Because if this was still under Jason Garrett administration, and I'm not trying to talk about Jason, but Jason Witten would still been
Go
on
ahead.
No,
Jeff Heath still might be. Jeff Heath still might be on this team. Jeff Heath still might be on this team if Jason Garrett was still the coach.
Hold on, I can't.
I'm so glad it's over. I'm so glad that era is over.
I can't handle it. Y'all give me 1 second to party off what y'all saying. Hold on. Ooh, man, please continue. Go ahead. God dog. Let me party a little bit more. God dog. The final word. Go big and long. Go. Ooh. God.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, let's keep it real, y'all. Let's keep it real. God. Ain't y'all happy as hell Garrett is gone? I'm talking about him. You might not be talking about him, Law, but I'm talking about him. I'm not talking about him in a bad way, like he's a bad person or anything like that. But you know what? As soon as he came on, I said, we ain't winning nothing. We ain't winning Jack Poo with no Jason Garrett. We just ain't doing it. The only time we ever had a little bit of chance, I even believe 2016 because I knew he was going to choke in the playoffs. But 2014, it was surprising. I didn't think nothing of it, and I think that's why we're so surprised. But even then, it was all kind of crazy luck in that Detroit game to even get there. I just felt like it was just always something with that guy. And it wasn't never true competition. It was just a lot of face value stuff, a lot of stuff that looked good, but it wasn't really good. And where it was messing up when I seen Jason Garrett kicking it with Romo, kicking it with Murray, kicking it with Witten, and you ain't doing it with the other team. That's when it messes up, and ain't nobody looking at that, ain't nobody respecting that, and I don't see that on this staff. I see realness, and I just feel like Jason Garrett wasn't real. That's just my opinion. I don't feel like he was real. And you know what? When I heard a few of these players leave from Garrett, that's what they were saying too. He wasn't real, and he wasn't in touch, and he wasn't in reality with these players.
Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
Big game, James.
Game changer.
Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, man. Let's kick it.
Man, woo! I'm enjoying this.
Leadership matters. I see y'all comments in there. Yeah.
Woo! Hey, all right. Final word. Obviously, we got New England this week, so I'm gonna just say this: we've been tested. We've been tested with a great defense. We've been tested by the champs. We've been tested by a good contender with the Chargers. We've been also tested by our division, right? Because our division games are mostly competitive. It wasn't competitive this time. That was a test for us. Can we roll through people that we supposed to roll through? And we did. This is another test, but this is a test that's going to be on the chess. So we know we dealing with the chess master. And this is going to be a test to see if Jimmy Johnson's theory is true. Is it true that X's and O's would never trump the X's and O's? Because we have the Jerry's and Joes. We have the players over Belichick. We have the players over New England. And I frankly don't think your scheme go do it, sir. I know what you go try to do. You go try to slow the game down. You go try to play and win this game on special teams. Now, hear what I just said. They go try to win this game on special teams. Expect him to be very aggressive to try to swing momentum on special teams because he won't be able to keep up with the offense and he won't be able to keep up with our defense. He go try to keep momentum and keep it close. But final words is I think we're a Super Bowl team, and I can't wait till we in true mid-season form because then I think it's going to be undeniable when we get all our guys back like Tank and Tristan and Gallimore. It's just going to be, it's just going to be too much. And we just need to be disciplined by mid-season. I'm going to kick my feet up. I'm going to just enjoy. That's my final word.
Yeah, so I'll go next, man. I think the Cowboys are in prime position to really get a stride and dominate the middle part of this schedule. They got to be consistent, though. They got a great task going against, a championship coach in Bill Belichick. He's going to have his team prepared. They don't have the talent that the Cowboys have. Should they beat the Cowboys? Absolutely not. But they're going to always try to take away what you do well. So my prediction is that I think he's going to load up playing a 6-1 against the go try to make Dak Prescott win this football game by neutralizing the run game and playing cover 2 versus the receivers. And so can Dak Prescott complete passes and make big plays? He absolutely will. And that's the reason why we're going to win this football game. But I think it's a close game and that we win it in Foxborough going away. The Cowboys as an organization are turning the page in terms of culture. And I said this last week, the Cowboys, this is the beginning of a new culture for the Cowboys, a winning culture, a business culture, a competition culture. And so as long as that culture stays in place, the Cowboys will trend to be super strong and one of the best NFC East teams going into December.
Good stuff. Law always got to be the guy at the end. So I'm going to jump in there just with my quick final thought. My final thought is this. I don't want to say it. It ain't about drinking Kool-Aid, but I keep running away from it. But this team is just different.
Yeah,
it just is.
It's different.
You always want it. People always, you say that every year. No, I don't. I don't say that every year.
And he does not.
About no team. I'm not saying that, and I just feel like when I look at it from afar, when I look at these coaches, when I look at Witt, when I look at Al Harris, when I look at how McCarthy, and I look how Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn and the receivers coach and Adam Henry and Pete, they're all vibing together. This team is playing together. They're playing with love. They're playing with passion. That's what I'm seeing. They're playing with love and passion. And you know what passion means, y'all, because how we go hard with this, we show our passion. And I feel like that's what I'm seeing from these Cowboys. I'm seeing passion, and I hadn't seen that in a long time. And this, I'm just excited to see it. I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. And with this Patriots game, I don't think this is gonna be a close game. I think this is gonna be a game where, when you're becoming that championship team, you slay certain dragons. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh!
You slay certain dragons.
Say it!
Championship type team.
Oh, he said that with his chest out. Look at big.
Yeah. And the chest ain't big, but it's okay. You feel me? But
when you slay a dragon, this is a guy that's a dragon our way. Brady, no Brady, because New England been beating us. And here's the thing. They've been escaping. They ain't been blowing us out. They ain't been blowing Dallas out. They've been escaping. And I feel like this is the year you're not escaping. You're going to get the business this year all the way around. Plus, a selfish plug, it's my birthday on Friday, and you better win this because I need all that goodness, dog. And I just feel like it's all the way right. My birthday Friday, and I feel like a beatdown, and it's in New England. Come on, dog. We about to whoop on them, and it ain't even because my fan is. I just feel like this team is different, and this is one obstacle that I feel like all the Cowboys are looking at. Like, y'all been beating us for a while. It's time for y'all to go down.
My gosh, man. Good stuff, Big Game Jam. In honor for his birthday, we got to do this. This means business, man. This means business. And in 2007, we had played the Patriots, and I recall that was the game that was really close, and Romo did his best, but we couldn't prevail. And then I remember back in 2015, that was the game that we had, Greg Hardy, and he was talking noise about, Tom Brady, and we it was a tight game until, they realized they couldn't keep up with the Patriots and they pulled off. And then it was a monsoon game in 2019. You guys remember that one? The Phantom Trip calls, I think, two of them, and it was a rain, and everybody was saying, "See, bro, the Cowboys are the Cowboys. That's who they are, right?"
Lord, I finished what you're saying, but 2011 too. They just played it on NFL Throwback when we lost to the Patriots. We lost in the last seconds of that game too.
Wow! I forgot about the 2011 one, but this year, 2021. There's going to be a different type of outcome. I believe that Dak Prescott, he still remember that game, right? They said that he couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat, and it was the monsoon and the phantom tripping calls and these sorts of things. So I'm looking at it like this. Cowboy Nation, we're going to be ready for those Patriots, because the same feel that they got from us, in the later 2000s or the early 2000s, what have you, teams remember the 90s Cowboys, and they were trying to rub it in on us. Remember that Big Game, Jay? Everybody get amped up to wait to play the Cowboys because we did all of that winning. This should be the same type of feeling right now. We should be amped up to play against those Patriots while they're down without their quarterback. Mac, Jones. Hey, can you guys jog my memory? Did he play with, dare I say, Trayvon Diggs in college?
Yes.
Diggs should be able to know this man's mindset to get that pick, because I want Diggs to get that pick six. I really want this team to run it up on the Patriots. I can't stand Bill Belichick. Let's go out there and make something happen, Cowboy Nation. That's all I'm going to say. Big Game James. Let's win for Big Game James. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, man.
Let's all the way go.
Let's all the way go. So just real quick, we got a lot of partnerships that's happening at the same time. We just had a great time at Cowboys Experience. I can't wait to Big come in town, because it's not right. It's never right without you, bro. I'm going to just say that. I'm going to be all the way honest. We good, but we ain't never as good until you there. So, but we got a lot of, stuff going on with Cowboy Experience. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. We also got some events coming up with walk-on. So y'all gonna be getting a lot of details on that, to where y'all gonna be able to come out and kick it with us all live. And even if Big is not there, we gonna do a better job of making sure that he's at least streamed, and we gonna make it like he's there. So we made some upgrades to where people that come out to the event go be able to get and hear the whole show, and we constantly improving. So did you have any last things on that, Law, Big, OC, before we get out?
No, man, at these events, man, look, I want you guys to come out and show
Yeah.
support. I get it. You know, we may not be the star football player. We may not be the person, the analyst that actually played the game or what have you, but we are passionate. We spit the same stuff we spitting via the virtual, but we also spitting it live. And then on top of that, they doing all type of specials and stuff like that. As far as the food is good. The vibe is right. The people are nice. Come on out. Sprinkle some of your spices over here, Cowboy Nation. Let's show some love and adulation because this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. I promise you guys, this thing finna go crazy because we got some things lined up, man, that is gonna really knock your socks off.
For real. Y'all get ready.
And nobody else doing it. Nobody else fan base is doing it. Nobody else. This is what we doing, baby. Cowboy Nation. This it.
Shoot. So that was the final word, man. Y'all stay up.
Well, Big Game James' birthday. Let's go.
Happy birthday, Big. Happy birthday, bro.
Appreciate it, dog.
Hey, Big.
Yo.
That mean we taking off next week, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Don't fight a word next week. By week, don't fight a word. Let's go. Break. When they take a bye, we take a bye for my boy birthday. Oh man. Hey, it's official. No final word on Tuesday. That's what's up, man.